Hi all, I am Roland and I am the extreme digital nomad. I write code, always and everywhere. Welcome to this episode of the Augmented Software Engineering Podcast. Please read the blog post that is in the description to understand what this is all about. In the last episode, we reviewed what the AI generated to solve P50 and started to address some of the issues that we found with the code. In this episode, we will continue to address the issues we found. Let's get started. Let's start with something simple. Let's add some documentation. Here you can get carried away easily. My view is, less is more. Documentation and comments are code that does not get compiled, but also needs to be maintained. The AI can generate a lot of documentation. I am going with the smallest amount possible. Another quick one is to add a logger and some logging. Good. Production level code needs to be observable. Means good code features some kind of logging. Good logging is an art on its own. We might do an episode on good logging later. For now, we just need a logger, and we'll log the parameters that are given to the function. Now let's tackle something slightly more complex. Right now we build the Huffman codes based on a list of character frequency pairs. As a convenience function, we want one that takes a string and will calculate the frequencies on the fly. Please note that it is very useful to be able to make the lines that are select part of the context. This will improve the quality of the code that will get generated. And this looks good. We now have an initial implementation. Note the rhythm of generate and polish we are settling into. Let's review and polish the code that just got generated. The code is correct, but could be more readable. To get the pairs we just need to group by the characters in the string and need to return the length of the resulting lists. That code looks more comprehensible. Note, this is a question of taste. This is my taste. Your taste might be different. Now let's do something big. Conceptually, the input and the output of the Huffman function are not lists, but sets because the order of the frequencies and the order of the codes does not or should matter. Making this change will make it easier for the reader to understand the code, and it will also make it easier to test the code. Let's ask the AI to help us to make that change. Because it is a big change, we will also ask the AI to confirm that the changes compile and that all tests still pass. While the tests are running, let's take a quick look at the proposed code changes. Some of these changes look good. Some of these changes are probably correct, but also add complexity. We probably need to review and polish this in more detail. Great. All of the generated code compiles and the tests are passing. Now we again want to review and polish what was generated. Yes, it is compiling, and yes, all tests are passing, but that does not mean that the code is good and right and of high quality yet. Let's double check. The first thing to notice is that the public functions still use lists. Let's fix that. The internal functions now use sets, but because they need to sort the nodes by frequencies need to be lists. Means the AI generated something, but generated it the wrong way around. I can probably fix this with a follow-up prompt, but let's fix this manually for now. While we AR edit, let's fix this not very elegant code by using pattern matching. We need the first, the second, and all remaining nodes. We can get this with one line of Scala. We can now simplify this line by just using combined and remaining. This looks much better. Let's continue the list to set refactoring. All of this looks good now. Let's take a quick look at the tests. Let's fix the data types and let's run the tests. There are a couple of compile errors that we need to fix. Especially this one. The last one is interesting because the entire sorting can be eliminated because we are returning a set and sets have no ordering. Let's also get rid of this warning by making the assignment unchecked. Great. Everything compiles and the tests are passing. We are now using sets instead of lists. That's it for today. We polish the code, sometimes manually and sometimes with the help of the AI. In any case, we now have a very good foundation to tackle the next step, adding more tests. Note, adding more tests will probably reveal that the implementation is not 100% correct, means the next episode is going to be an interesting one. I also want to point out that I could have probably used the AI much more to make the changes that I needed to make. And I think that the AI can probably do it, but needs a more skilled augmented software engineer than I am right now to produce the right results. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. And do not forget to like and subscribe.